We check in courtside with Jessica Blaylock. Jessica?
Well, guys, UCF already starting out tonight's game at a little bit of a disadvantage, and that is because two of their key seniors are dealing with injuries. Forward AJ Tyler is battling a strained hip suffered in last Tuesday's win over Stetson and has definitely been ruled out for tonight's game. In addition, center Tom Herzog is still trying to overcome a fractured wrist on his non-shooting hand. Now, Herzog did participate in today's walkthrough for the Knights. However, Coach Donnie Jones is still not sure how much playing time he will get tonight, but he will be on the court. Guys, back to you. Welcome back to the Phillips Arena, where the Magic are currently up on the Hawks 32-21 in the second quarter. Now, when it comes to the Orlando Magic, the guys on the team weren't the only ones working hard during the offseason. Coach Stan Van Gundy had the opportunity to get into the weight room as well, and he's lost a few pounds. He's slimmed down. He's looking pretty good from that sideline. And luckily for us, our cameras were rolling when Dwight Howard sat down with Dante Marchitelli, and we were able to catch Dwight's post-workout Stan Van Gundy impersonation. Take a look.
Y'all need to film Stan in the weight room.
Does he go after it?
Huh? Yeah.
Oh, we got to get that.
Like, he's just doing a lot of core work, so it's like good to see Stan doing it. He'd be exhausted. He'd be there. I don't know how you guys do it. Like, yeah, Stan, so you're giving us 3 hours of hard practice, then we got to lift. You see now.
Now you get it.
And David, Dwight Howard puts up about 420 on the bench press. Any chance you think Van Gundy's going to catch him?
No, don't think so. Let's check in with Jessica, who has more on Vince Carter's play in the preseason. Jessica?
Guys, I had a chance to talk to Stan Van Gundy earlier about Vince Carter's preseason play, and Van Gundy said he has been tremendous. He's been playing with great efficiency, making very few mistakes. Offensively, he's really attacked the basket. Defensively, Vince has really stepped up when it comes to effort. Again, Van Gundy pointed out the huge charge he took on Saturday against Chicago, and we saw the one that he took tonight. And Van Gundy said it's plays like that that are really making a statement when it comes to Vince, and people are noticing. David?
Thank you, Jessica. Vince Carter having a great preseason.
I think, though, if you are UCF, you gotta like this first half a lot. 34-30. Donnie Jones, their head coach, is with Jessica Blaylock.
Well, Coach, coming into this game, you were concerned about everything from emotions to tempo. How do you think your team has handled itself in the first half?
Well, it's going to be a game of emotions. Anytime you're playing in this style of play, a lot like the Gators play, and our guys have done a good job. It's going to be runs throughout the game. We got to keep our poise, take care of the ball, and be ready for the second half. Enjoying
a little bit of a lead right now. What do you need to do to carry this over to the second half?
Well, we just need to slow down and execute. We've given up a lot of fouls here down the stretch, and we got to do a good job keeping them off the line.
All right, thanks, Coach. Guys.
All right, thank you, Jessica. Number 18, Florida at the half, down 4 to UCF. Our Jessica Blaylock caught up with Billy Donovan.
Coach, you emphasized to your guys in one of the last huddles that you wanted to get the ball inside. What else is going to be priority in the second half?
Well, I think offensively we got to start utilizing each other a little bit better. I thought we took some rush televised shots, whereas I thought Central Florida moved and passed the basketball and got better looks than we did.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Welcome to a special edition of Inside the Magic. I'm Jessica Blaylock. We've assembled an all-star panel to discuss the most important offensive skill in the game of basketball, the art of the shot. Our group covers all eras of NBA and Magic history with former coaches Matt Gukas and Richie Adubato, former Magic forward Pat Garrity, and current Magic sharpshooter Ryan Anderson. Our group offered up shooting fundamentals, game strategy, and more in our discussion. But first, we kick things off by tackling the question, what is a pure shooter?
Well, guys, let's go ahead and jump straight into this. Our first topic, pure shooters. When I think of pure shooters, I think of guys like Ray Allen, Larry Bird, Steve Nash. How do you really define the characteristics of a pure shooter?
Well, first of all, I think it comes down to fundamentals.
Welcome back to Inside the Magic. I'm Jessica Blaylock. Obviously, there's more to JJ Redick than just basketball. He also has a very eclectic personality. I had a chance to sit down with JJ and realized he really is more than just a good head of hair. Topic number 1, Redick's passion for fashion. Even at a young age, JJ cared how he looked. Today, his tastes are more refined.
I enjoy
dressing well. And I don't spend a lot of money. I make a pretty good living, and one of the things that I do spend a little bit of money on is clothing. I don't know why, but that's just something that I enjoy.
What are some of your favorite stores? Where could we catch JJ Redick shopping?
Well, it depends on what city I'm in. In New York, I have two favorite stores. One is the John Varvatos store on Bowery. The other is the Paul Smith store in Soho. Very eclectic stores, very unique stores, really enjoy them. San Francisco, there's also a John Varvatos store that I like to go to. LA, I go to Xenia, that's where I get my suits done. And there's also a James Purse store. So, you know, off the court casual, I like really just neutral, laid back stuff. Some of my teammates would say that the jeans and the shirts and the suits I wear are tight or European, I guess, but they just fit well. That's how I like to look at it.
I did envy his fashion sense for a little while, and I wanted to wear more fitted clothes. But then I realized that, you know, unfortunately, because of my stature, I can't really find clothes that fit me like JJ's clothes would, because JJ's kind of in between sizes. I'd say he's like a large, like a medium to large type frame from what he wears.
Do you have a European carry-all?
If you're referring to a man purse or a handbag, I have a couple. One I got from John Varvatos, and the other one I got from Ferragamo. And I don't wear them as much as I used to, but you know, when I do travel in the off season, I usually bring them on a trip. It's just easy to carry your things when you're walking around the city.
You got married this past summer. What is Chelsea like?
I have a very dry sense of humor, and I'm somewhat witty when I want to be, but her wittiness blows me out of the water. She's very quick-witted, and on our first date a few years ago, that's what really stuck out in my mind was, wow, this girl can really keep up in conversation. And I called my mom the next day and I said, Mom, I just want you to know, I think I just went on a date with my future wife. I hope you get to meet her someday. And they met.
And it ended up
and they liked
working
each
out.
other, which again.
Hey, that's self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly.
You got it right again.
Exactly.
What is your favorite historical figure?
My favorite historical figure, man.
It's a tough question.
It is a very tough question. Well, you know, my focus was American history and kind of a broad thing, so I took a few different classes, but the class that I enjoyed most was the Civil War. Abe Lincoln, I would probably say, is number one for me. Arguably our greatest president, also president during the most tumultuous time in our nation's history, and just had a lot of valor and bravery, and a very principled man, and I think that's something that I really respect.
Most interesting Magic teammate or coach, and why?
I would say, well, I don't know why I didn't think of this first. I would say the most interesting Magic teammate is Jason Williams, and if you know Jason, you know why I would say that. He is, without a doubt, the most unique individual I've ever met. He really just lives his life the way he wants to live his life, and I respect that.
Most interesting European city that you have had the opportunity to visit?
Little town on the Amalfi Coast called Ravello. It's up on the mountain, and it overlooks pretty much the entire Amalfi Coast, and there's no cars. The streets are super narrow, all, you know, brick streets, stone streets, and I kind of felt like I was in a Lord of the Rings movie when I was there. Just the most amazing views, very medieval, very old school, and really enjoyed that place.
Lord of the Rings reference, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that we can fit that in.
Great movies.
Worst Magic player as a lifeline?
Ryan Anderson. and I'll tell you why. Because Ryan Anderson told me the other day that he doesn't think he's ever actually read a book.
Really?
So I'm not sure what kind of question I could ask him if I was needing a lifeline.
Is this true, or is JJ making up stories again?
I'm a student. I went to Cal Berkeley. I've read plenty of books, but never really finished a lot of books. But as a lifeline, in no way can you put me at the bottom of this team, though. I mean, no offense, but we got a guy from Poland that, you know, wouldn't even know what half the words mean on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
All kidding aside, Redick has established himself as more than just the most fashionable guy on the team. The Magic re-signed him because he's a competitive playmaker who adds to Orlando's chances of bringing home a championship.